Okay, welcome to today's Public Safety and Emergency Safety Committee for Thursday, December 12th, 2024, and we will start with a pledge to the flag, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Just please quiet your cell phones or other devices if you would, please, and we'll have roll call.
DeGanga, Eller,
Here.
Sutherland, here, Sierra, Sassy,
Here.
Ramos, Hines,
Here.
yeah.
Okay, we have 4 in attendance and a 7-person committee, so we should be good to go with a quorum. And we know we have someone else on the way. So first up, we have County Exec, Mr. Deputy County Exec, Mr. Poor with us for request confirmation of reappointments to the Orange County Police Advisory Board. And that is Warden, Wanchu, and Sorigliano. That's the State Police, Middletown, and our own Commission of Emergency Services. Motion, please.
Okay, they've all served with distinction, and we're asking that they be confirmed again for reappointment to this board.
Do we have any questions? All right, 2 sit on that board. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone against? So carried unanimous. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Next up, we have our district attorney. This is a request to accept and appropriate funds for fiscal year 2025 from the Department of Criminal Justice Services to assist in county prosecution efforts of the Orange County, for the Orange County District Attorney. The funds from the Criminal Justice Discovery Reform Grant support local law enforcement agencies with reimbursement of expenses related to the implementation of discovery and bail reforms that took effect January 1st, 2020. That is $1,611,070. That is legislative request number 294. So motion.
Second.
Highlight that for us.
Sure. If you go to, this is the ongoing discovery grant that we've gotten every year since 2020. If you go to Schedule A, which is attached to this, this is to purchase specialty materials, particularly the NICE prosecution software, as well as all licensing agreements, as well as specialty equipment that goes with that, that will connect all the municipal police agencies in Orange County under one record management system, which will replace the impact system.
It's just going to require a lot of computer technical.
It's going to require a lot, but the good thing is NICE does a lot of it themselves. We have to purchase within the next 90 days in order to get the prices we have locked in now. And again, this is for countywide. This is a licensing agreement for every police department in Orange County, as well as the DA's office. And it's an integrative system that it's literally incredible. It allows body camera to be downloaded and to have auto captioning. It allows automatic redaction. It has some IA capability to alter and summarize materials, which great in theory, going to be interesting to work out, but this is where we're at.
Who runs that? Your office or?
Yeah, our office.
And that's not part of niche when we say nice. It's
No,
not-
this is the build out on top of niche. Niche appears to be Mr. Doss sitting behind me. They're getting there. So this is the next phase. But if I don't buy now, I don't get the price. And the price is about 1.6 now. It'll be about 2.4 in another 6 months. And New York City, all 5 district attorneys' offices and legal aid in New York City are going to the same system.
Do we have any questions?
Quick question.
Sure.
Hey, does that have any effect on your storage? I know that's always a big issue. Does this help or hurt it in any way?
This here is the management system that allows us to catalog and retrieve information that we need for current cases. The actual cold storage of data goes somewhere else.
Okay, so
Yeah, this is really software that allows us to take, like you can word search PDFs, you can word search body cam. Like if you and I were talking at auto captions, what we're saying right here, you can word search it. And police departments have the ability to do that. We have, the DA's office has the ability to do that. And we have the ability to integrate everybody. And everyone has the ability to see everyone else's material as long as it's not compartmentalized. And you can compartmentalize certain. Covers all the municipal agencies except Newburgh.
Anybody else? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have emergency services. Letter A, request to accept and appropriate emergency services portion of the fiscal year 2024 State Homeland Security Program for $600,955. Performance period of 9/1/24 to 8/31/27. The funding will be used for personal costs for emergency management planner and response team planner, license plate reader cameras for law enforcement, wireless service fees, maintenance and support fee for NIMS compliant mobile badging software, automatic vehicle locating systems for police vehicles in Orange County, mobile command vehicle to replace current out-of-date vehicle, and purchase other equipment and supplies in support of Orange County's homeland security capabilities, including threats of terrorism and other hazards. Legislative request number 289. Is this an all sponsor thing?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
All right, you had us at a low, but go ahead, next one.
Well, good afternoon. I mean, the SHSP grant is pretty self-explanatory. A lot of the content is right there. And I'll let Rob touch on, a couple of things in particular regarding it. But obviously, this money is critical to our operation. The use of this money is critical. And Rob, if there's anything in particular you want to highlight regarding some of the features that we have in here.
Sure. This is a grant that's an annual grant we apply for through Police Services Division of Emergency Services. We receive typically roughly this amount annually. The grant runs for 3 years, but again, we'll reapply for next year's as well. So a couple of the projects that we're taking on in this one, not only continuation of past projects like the AVL projects, that's the vehicle locators on the police cars, which is critical to the 911 operation. Continuing the use of wireless tablets in the service, that takes that burden off taxpayers for the county. And in addition to that, the two bigger projects here that you'll see is a mobile command vehicle. Our current one was in operation since 2005. So it's about 20 years old now. So we're looking at getting that replaced. This would be just a portion of what's needed for that project. But we are starting to eye that because we know that's going to come sooner than later for a replacement of that vehicle. And that's the big vehicle that you see often out in the field, whether it be at the air show or the fireworks celebrations or any emergency management. We just had it out in Greenwood Lake at the forest fires. So it gets used frequently. It's a good asset. The other bigger item that you're going to see here is license plate readers, and that's for fixed locations throughout the county. We're looking at county roads and county places that have not been done by the municipal agencies, and we will be trying to fill those gaps. And they will be accessed by law enforcement and 911.
And all that data, is that the 911 center or is that shared with everybody?
When we would purchase these, that would be housed at emergency services, and it would be shared amongst the crime analysis center and the police department.
That's the storage problem they talk about.
Yeah. A lot of it's cloud-based. A lot of it's cloud and web-based with these different vendors.
Well, with this data, if it's not used, so it's reading license plates, obviously, and it's not running the license plates, it's just capturing literally the digits and photographs of those plates. If it's not used or needed within a certain time frame, 90 days, it's deleted. And it's constantly running and renewing. So storage is an issue, but it doesn't go on for years and years and years.
Anybody have any questions? Concerns? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Move to letter B, request to create one full-time program coordinator, first responder peer support services position, grade 15, funding to come from the Department of Mental Health opioid settlement funds, legislative request number 296. So
Second.
highlight that for us.
Sure. The peer support program, the coordinator position, We wound up doing a survey. Rob sent it out on his end to law enforcement. We sent it out. Vinny sent it out on the fire side. We had sent it out on the EMS side and the dispatcher side about whether or not there's a need and a desire to create a Orange County peer support program here. And overwhelmingly, the response came back, yes, we need it and we want it. And that was the initial assessment that we did. It called to bring into play a coordinator that needs to get our peers trained in this field. We wound up having in the last month alone 3 different incidents where we relied on the sheriff's department to provide their employee assistance to come out for our peers. And they do a phenomenal job and they're great at what they do. And they were very, very helpful, especially in the Greenville Lake fire situation. However, the peers want to relate to another peer that's in the same field. So our dispatchers want to relate, to another dispatcher, EMS to EMS, and fire to fire. Law enforcement, does a great job at it, but another cop can speak to another cop in a different way. So it's important for us to develop this program. I think it'll be very unique for the county. I think it'll be extremely beneficial. And what was very interesting, a quick note on the survey that went out was very interesting to me to see not only was the newer generation is very much behind this concept, but the older generation is even embracing this concept as well on the replies that we got in the survey. So I thought it was incredible to see, and I think it'll be a great asset to the county.
So this person is going to train people throughout the county that want to be trained, or each
Yeah.
entity has to have someone trained? How does that work?
Yeah, basically, he's gonna have to identify, or she is gonna have to identify, each discipline, how many people are interested in being a peer support, counselor. And then putting a survey out, who's interested, and then get replies back, and then develop a team, team for each discipline, for EMS, fire, and then get them all trained, and certified. And then develop, have a clinician available, make contacts with local not-for-profit organizations, develop that program. So there's gonna be a lot of scheduling, who's on call, you get a call at 2:00 in the morning, who's gonna be the one responding? So there's gonna be a lot of coordinating with that schedule as well. So it'll be a heavy lift for the coordinator, but it'll pay dividends for sure.
Anybody have any questions?
I think it's great.
This passed unanimously on Monday.
Yeah. This stays in place forever, or when the opioid money runs out, what's the plan there?
Well, we've been in touch with Lacey about that, and according to her, there's quite a bit. I don't know if Aaron, you have any particulars on that, but. But according to Lacey, there are funds in, she initially said about up to 15 years, there's enough funds there to support this position, so. I think it's well worth the investment.
Anybody else? Questions, concern? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor? Anyone opposed? So we carried unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Next up, we have the sheriff's office.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays.
Scared. Okay, first up, a motion to discuss the corrections report. Welcome. You want to highlight that for us, please?
Good evening, everyone. So for the month of November, I brought the wrong one there to save me. For the month of November, our average daily population was 369. Currently, we have 17 vacancies. And our revenue year-to-date total is $3,619,000.
Do you have any questions for the younger sheriff?
How many are you anticipating are going to be leaving the first of the year? For vacancies, for your vacancies, because I know
it
they've been
wouldn't-
talking about that.
So it wouldn't necessarily be the first of the year,
Well-
because there's been several classes. Over the course of the next 2 years, we're looking at between, that are eligible, not necessarily, we don't know if they're leaving or not, but that are eligible to retire is 50 plus.
I know they've been talking about that, just why
Yes.
pushing for the classes so we can be proactive
Yes.
rather than reactive.
Yes,
And it was discussed that there may have been a big group after the first of the year.
There
Not
was.
in January, but
Yeah.
at some point after that.
for the next 2 years, there were big classes, so we're gonna be, and even we had a class and we're looking to put another one in because people are retiring, there's a handful of people that put retirements in, like in 3. So it's continuing, it's not just the first of the year, it's every month, we're here and there, people putting in, so we're just losing some, gaining some, losing some, you know.
It's good that we're looking at it beforehand now, we're putting in for the extra classes. So
Yes, we would be caught really, yeah, in a bad spot if we didn't.
All right, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Hearing none, we'll move on to the sheriff's report. Motion for discussion, please. Second.
So,
Have anything for us?
Yep, so November was a pretty busy month. We obviously played an active role in the efforts to put out the wildfires in the Greenwood Lake area. The sheriff was out there personally for many of the days at the command post. And we did have deputies there on a 24-hour basis as requested by the Warwick PD. We had our UTVs out there and ATV units. They were assisting to make notifications to the residents when there was changing conditions. They assisted with traffic control and pretty much anything that was asked from us. We did have another life-saving this past month, which was a good one. It was one of our SSDs in the Minnesink schools. And it was actually something that parents should be paying attention to, what their kids are watching on TikTok and on the social media platforms, because it was my understanding that the kids were in the lunchroom participating in a TikTok challenge in which you tried to eat a chicken sandwich in 1 bite. It's not a good challenge. It cannot be done. You should leave it to the professionals, perhaps, because it did not work out well in this situation. And I guess from what I was told by the deputies, the child was going unconscious and turning blue, and the deputy and the school nurse sprung into action and were able to provide abdominal thrusts and dislodge the obstruction. And according to the principal, he probably would have been deceased if not for their efforts. So just pay attention to what your kids are doing and what they think is funny, not so funny. And other than that, one of the big things we've been doing during the holiday seasons, we collaborate with Stop DWI and some of the local municipalities and the state police to do targeted DWI enforcement during the holiday seasons. They do compliance checkpoints and things like that. I know in this past month, we were working with Middletown and Wallkill PDs, and then we'll be planning some other details with other departments in the upcoming months.
Okay. Any questions for the chief? All right, hearing none. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn is in order. All in favor? And we are adjourned. Thank you very much.